Is this
We're not
live?
doing. This is live right now. We're not. That was the wrong intro for the wrong show there.
Oops.
Watch as
Oops.
Leah and I
Somebody hit the oops button. We're gonna switch here.
She's getting
All
out of her
right,
chair
guys.
and
I'm
my
so
chair.
glad that you're here.
Welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We're your hosts, Leah and Michelle. Today is the 27th of January, 2021. And we just finished that Revelation Red Pill Academy that I just accidentally played the intro for there.
Oops.
I had it all set up, and then I thought about moving my chair, and I messed it up.
Hey, so this is gonna be all over the place, between something funny to share with you, and something that is really disconcerting to me, even on a personal level, because I'm like, oh my gosh, they're literally watching us.
But we're big enough yet.
I don't know. I don't know at this point who they're gonna go after. Nah, that's what they say. Nah, they like the little people who have no money for a lawyer. Okay, so
we got money. We got people.
Well, if we had GameStop, we would actually have money to hire a lawyer for this guy. So that this is watch my other video on Revelation Red Pill, because we win, God's moving.
We win or we win.
But if we didn't, this would look really scary. And I just want to be honest about this. So this pro-Trump meme maker in 2016.
Man, they've been holding a grudge that long.
2016, the DOJ has been sitting on this, trying to go after, and they couldn't do it while Trump was president, right?
Sure.
To put this guy in jail.
Right.
Not Twitter jail.
No.
Real jail for a meme.
Legit jail.
For a meme, like a thing to make people laugh. And I was just like, kind of, make America laugh again.
That's a good song.
Make America funny again. Can't we just have a little bit of humor? A little bit of humor goes a long, long, long way. But if you're the left, there's no funniness and no humor. They will put you in jail for being funny. All right, so this guy, pro-Trump meme maker, Ricky Vaughn, I don't know anything about him. They're calling him a white nationalist, calling him blah, blah, blah. I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know. But I know that what he did does not deserve jail. This is insane. Indicted for using Twitter to spread election disinformation. Now, I'm just thinking to myself, holy cow. Election disinformation. People stopped Republican poll watchers from getting in to Philadelphia and getting into Detroit.
Right.
Isn't that election interference? Okay, spreading election disinformation. He faces 10 years in jail because of a Hillary Clinton meme that he made. So Ricky Vaughn, a.k.a. Douglas Mackey, used Twitter to post memes and troll Hillary Clinton during the 2016 presidential election cycle. 31-year-old Mackey was arrested in West Palm Beach on one charge of conspiracy against rights and faces up to 10 years in prison.
Oh my gosh.
According to the unsealed indictment, Mackey conspired with others on Twitter to encourage black people to cast their votes via text message. Just because there was a black person on the thing, I guess he wasn't encouraging black people. Like, aren't you racist much? Dude, whatever. So a black guy plays basketball and wears Nikes. Is he encouraging black people to buy Nikes, or just everybody to buy Nikes? Anyway, the Eastern District of New York said in its indictment that 1 week before the 2016 Hillary election, 1 week of memes between the 2016 election, Mackey tweeted an image of a black woman in front of a African Americans for I guess it was
I'm gonna pull this up for you guys.
African Americans for President Hillary sign. Emblazoned on the picture was a message: avoid the line, vote from home, text Hillary to this number. Vote for Hillary and be part of history.
But that was actually her campaign number.
I believe it was. Because according to the complaint, more than 4,900 people cast their vote via text message. BuzzFeed News said that they sent a text message to the number, and Hillary Clinton's campaign actually responded and redirected people to the proper channels. So how many people just sent a text message out of curiosity and didn't actually fall for the meme? It says here, the ad you saw was not approved by blah, 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 blah. Reply, stop to cancel, and you can opt in for a real Hillary Clinton for president list. The most chilling part of the indictment is the criminalization of normal political speech and banter. Starting in at least 2015, Mackey participated in numerous group DMs. So they went back and followed all of his DMs. These groups, which at times included dozens of individuals and at times had overlapping membership.
We're talking about direct messages.
Served as forums for the participants to share, among other things, their views on how best to influence the election.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because that's what you do when you want your person to win. You like share information on how to get your information out about your candidate. Like Joe Biden for president. Yeah, people get together. How do I influence people to vote for Joe Biden? Okay. Do you think maybe the tech companies conspired to not allow the Hunter laptop story to get out? Can we just put them all in jail, like every single one of them?
We can.
This is fun. Okay. You can have Mackie. If we put all the big tech in jail?
Great idea.
Fair?
I am willing. Mackie,
Sorry, Mackie.
I'm sorry. We're throwing you
It'll feel good when you know you're in prison with Jack Dorsey. I'm kidding. Joking. Nobody should be in jail for this stuff. Well,
Slightly
actually,
joking.
they should, because
Slightly joking.
they really did interfere in an election. Okay, served as forums for the participants to share, among other things, their views concerning how best to influence the election. Among other things, Mackie and the members of these groups used the group DMs to create, refine, and share memes and hashtags that members of the groups would subsequently post and distribute. Yeah? I mean, political campaigns, people do this?
They're memes.
An example of the criminal behavior describes Mackie and his friends on Twitter joking around in private groups about trolling blank blanks with memes. For example, on or about December 22nd, 2015, Mackie and his associates exchanged messaged in the Fed-free hate chat relating to memes suggesting that certain voters were hiding their desire to vote for a presidential candidate from one of the two main political parties. Candidate 2, Mackie stated, using Mackie account 1, "It's actually a great meme to spread. Make all of these liberals think their friends are secretly voting for candidate 2. A participant in the group conversations, a Twitter user, described it as perfect psyops, in which Mackie later replied, "We've hit upon meme magic motherlode." The next day, Mackie used Mackie account 1 to retweet a tweet that contained one of the discussed memes with the following text: "If you need support, I am here for you, candidate 2, closet." The feds are criminalizing political speech in order to pick up Trump supporters.
To lock up.
Even worse, nobody who unleashed the might of the U.S. government to illegally spy on Trump's 2016 campaign has gone to jail. And I do believe that Peter Strzok quite correctly influenced an election and spread disinformation.
Yeah.
Everyone at the FBI spread disinformation and said that Russia influenced our election and Donald Trump was a troll.
Did it for 4 years.
They did.
And the big tech companies did it for 4 years. So I like the precedent that they're setting. Lock them up.
So here is a liberal pretending to be a Trump voter, and she did the same thing. Skip the poll lines at election 2016 and text your vote. Text votes are legit. Or vote tomorrow on Super Wednesday.
You can't hear it.
I'm coming out. I'm a Trump supporter. And I just want to remind all my fellow Chinese Americans for Trump, people of color for Trump, to vote. Vote for Trump on Wednesday, November 9th. Really important day. We're going to show this country who's boss. And that's our man, Donald Trump. So don't forget to vote Donald Trump on November 9th.
So is she going to be indicted?
She should not be.
No.
She should not be.
Because it's a joke. It's a joke. Like, seriously, if you think that you can text a vote, then we have failed children in civics class.
Right.
Text a vote. We have bigger problems. We have bigger fish to fry.
Well, she didn't even give a number, though.
Ricky Vaughn has been indicted for being on Twitter telling black people they could vote by text message. Meme guy is facing jail time. Strzok, McCabe, and Comey got book deals and TV shows.
Maybe meme guy should get book deals and TV shows.
The Ricky Vaughn case is insane. The federal government is criminalizing prosecuting a guy for posting memes 5 years ago. He faces 10 years in prison. This is some real-life dystopian stuff, almost unbelievable. They allege he deprived people of their right to vote by posting memes. Absurd on its face. If you were tricked out of voting because you saw a meme, that's on you. Nobody took your rights away.
Now, however, if your political opponent and people that campaign for you, like legit campaigners, were to come out with an actual campaign that they were broadcasting and put money behind to spread a disinformation for what day you should vote or text here to vote, that would be illegal.
Yeah.
That's already on the books.
Right.
What we're talking about is not that.
They're memes.
They're memes.
They were jokes.
These are not campaign ads.
Right. So Michael Tracy says Democrats have only controlled the government for a week, and pro-Trump online trolls are already being indicted for criminal conspiracies involving the posting of memes. Technofog says, a story of federal priorities. Ricky Vaughn has been charged with conspiracy to deprive constitutional rights by making a 2016 election meme compared to U.S. Park Police murdered unarmed driver Bijan Gazer, shot 4 times in the head. The DOJ and the FBI declined to indict the officers.
Wow.
Priorities, priorities, priorities.
You brought up a whole show?
I have just a couple more things. Not a whole
sneaky.
show. Not a whole show, but I have some other things. The GameStop
chicken
stuff.
to cook, man. We're going to have to order pizza. It's getting late.
You want to go put it in the oven?
No.
Go put it in the oven.
No, I want
need
to.
it in
No,
the oven.
I'm going to quarter the chicken, and then I'm going to grill the chicken.
Okay. D.C. is under martial law. Conservative memes are now federal crimes. And now, on to the next story, which is crazy, and I'm going to try to explain it to you, but it's kind of funny. The SEC and exchanges won't let you like stocks that Wall Street doesn't like, but Unity or something. So I'm going to try to explain what happened today. But so bottom line is, some guys on Reddit got word that there's something you can do. It's called shorting a stock. You sell it at a price so that you can buy it lower.
Right.
So you get some of your money back. You sell it at one price so you can buy it lower. So when you see a stock going down, so there are some hedge funds out there. I'm going to try to explain this best that way that I can. Some hedge funds out there had some GameStop stock, and they borrowed some, and then to sell it,
They borrowed money?
they borrowed stock.
Okay.
To sell the stock so that they could then buy it cheaper and make money quickly. Well, Reddit users...
How do you borrow a stock?
I'm not exactly sure how it works. But Reddit users got a hold of this, and they started to buy up the stock, which raised the price, which, because they borrowed the stock, they actually then had to buy back the stock. I'm not sure exactly how to do it. I'm going to read the article. But they lost money, and other people made money, and everybody's excited about it. So let me go into the details, okay?
So the people that were trying to commit a crime...
Yeah, kind of cheat other people, got kind of hoodwinked. But not, I mean, it's all legal. Like, that's illegal. It's legal. So GameStop...
Are you sure this is not like insider trading stuff?
If regular people aren't part of GameStop, and they like,
right.
hey, let's go buy a bunch of stock. Okay, so GameStop, a brick and mortar video game retailer, has seen better days. At its peak, the retailer enjoyed massive growth and was the #1 outlet for consumers purchasing gaming hardware and video games. But amidst the rise of digital gaming, like Xbox and Steam, GameStop neared financial collapse after its stock value dropped from $16 a share to under $4 a share in 2019. The company's stock stayed about below $5 a share until recent days, when it soared 8,000%.
Wow.
Okay? Between January 20th and January 26th, GameStop stock's value leaped from just over $35 a share to north of $140 per share, and then today it hit $325 a share. The shares rose 157% before the market opened this morning, meaning that the retailer's market value had risen more than 20 times this month to around $26 billion, larger than more than a third of the companies listed on the S&P 500. GameStop's market value has little to do with its future prospects as a retailer or even the video game industry. Instead, its stock surged in price because of efforts by a Reddit community called Wall Street Bets, which is dedicated to playing the stock market. The group of amateur investors used Robinhood, an investing app, to manipulate the prices of GameStop, doing so to counter efforts by Wall Street firms intent on shorting the stock. As reported by Yahoo Finance, the Reddit users purchased stock originally priced at $5 a few weeks ago, and with the plan to cause it to increase in value. And there are no signs of that collective action stopping anytime soon. Their efforts were propelled by Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who linked to the Reddit thread, presumably encouraging his 43 million Twitter followers to join in the collective action. Wedbush Securities Managing Director Michael Pachar called the GameStop stock value just a cult phenomenon and argued that the Redditors don't currently have the earnings power to support a price this high. Michael Burry, best known for his role in predicting the subprime mortgage crisis in 2000, described it as unnatural, insane, and dangerous. The efforts from the amateur investors have been celebrated on social media as the common man rising up against the elites on Wall Street, who have thus far profited off of GameStop's demise. Wall Street appears to have supporters in the mainstream media who have decried the collective actions as stemming from racists and neo-Nazis. I can report from Telegram channels that Nazis appear to be trading GameStop and AMC, and AMC is part of this too, there's like 3 or 4 of them. The Hill reporter Nathaniel Wexel insulated that the collective action might be driven by the same forces behind the Capitol riot. Right? Okay, it's pretty funny. So
now GameStop has all of this invested money that they could do something with if they somehow wanted to rebirth themselves. They've got the finances to do it.
Well, unless people like all of a sudden sell their stock right away. So the company's stocks were shorted by more than 100%, meaning there was more money placed in bets that the stock price would go down than there was money in actual stocks of the company, okay? The sudden surge bewildered journalists and angered Wall Street executives, with many of the latter group calling for the government to intervene in what they described as stock manipulation. Many of the Redditors involved have suggested the reason they have been criticized in such a way was because that ordinary people who managed to take a toll on the profits of the powerful. Journalists seeking to defend the powerful on Wall Street have taken a different and calling everybody white supremacists. How Trumpism explains Dane GameStop price surge. The point is that there is no real point beyond showing up the pros, proving to them that they aren't as smart as they think they are, and that they don't have the ability to control everything, which again has its root in Trumpism.
And that's why they hate it.
While one might think that wanting to mess over those in power may be as old as the power itself. See, people on the right and the left are having a good time today. So a lot of them are gamers, and it's just a really fun day for these gamer people. They're just having a good time. Okay. Let's see. Elon Musk, blah, blah, blah. It goes without saying, of course, all of this crazy stuff about Trump being behind it is ridiculous. Trumpism is not the reason a bunch of people on Reddit decided to suddenly invest in GameStop. First of all, as it is clearly evident from the surge, many people did make money from this scheme. Moreover, as mentioned before, messing over the powerful is as old as power itself. There's no evidence linking to Trumpism, okay?
They are going to from now on. Oh my gosh. From now on, anything that happens that they don't like, they are going to link to Trumpism. They already did this when Trump was president. A hurricane has come. Oh my gosh, it's Trump's fault.
Right.
Like, pure insanity. Your house burnt down. It's Trump's fault.
All right. So here's a few let's see. So just to give you an idea, people are if you're feeling jazzed up about market manipulation today, here's a reminder that now one major Wall Street executive went to jail for nearly disintegrating our economy in 2008. In 2020, Goldman Sachs fined a record $2.9 billion for conspiracy, foreign bribes. JP Morgan was fined $250 million for conflict of interest, poor management control, and Citigroup was fined $400 million for unsafe, unsound practices. If there's a problem on Wall Street, let's look there. So people are having a good time messing with Wall Street. The SEC is supposed to regulate Wall Street, what it does to protect them. The SEC released a statement on ongoing market volatility, saying it is working with our fellow regulators to assess the situation and review the activities of regulated entities. TD Ameritrade has decided to not allow the trading of some of these stocks. And so I have thought that it was really funny. Says, I know no one will see this, but I've made an entire paycheck in the last 2 days. Nothing compared to most of y'all, but as someone with huge medical debt, this is actually life-changing for us, allowing us to actually catch up and get a grip on our finances. I'm going to get out to get my kid some new toys and have a nice meal for the first time. And as long as I can remember, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys.
Wow.
So these are the list of the stocks that people are trading right now, I think. So
You know, we've been talking about an economic collapse for a long time.
We're the stock market traders now. I'm the captain now. Look at me.
I'm not predicting anything. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but I can envision an uprising like this of the people just literally taking all of the money out of Wall Street and then them left holding the bag, and then it collapses. Like, I could see that. I could see this leading to something like that, to however that's going to happen. Do you guys see that happening? If you guys aren't buying gold and silver, you need to do that yesterday.
I would do that, definitely. The populist uprising begins. GameStop.
On SD Bullion, you guys have asked me a lot of times where we purchase our gold and silver, which I don't really purchase gold very much, like ever, because it's too expensive. But we do purchase silver. It's $25 an ounce right now, okay? If you make an order of $99 or more, you get free shipping. Now, there's fees that you have to pay, taxes and fees and stuff like that. But if you were to just start taking, and I'm not telling you what to do, but if you have $100 that you normally save every month and put into savings, buy a couple of silver dollars on SD Bullion instead. You feel me? Just do that. It'll serve you well later.
So if you want to make some money, looks like AMC might reach $50 in 2 days. I'm just kidding. I do not want you to do that.
No, we don't do stocks. We're not advocating to buy any stocks or do any of this.
No, but I
there is no
enjoy
get rich
the idea
quick
of
thing.
Here's the thing. I am not about getting rich quick, but I am all about the rich getting poor quick.
The Bible says that the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous.
Okay. So I do need to talk about this whole impeachment thing, and I'm just going to read Steve Cortez on how Trump can turn the impeachment on the insiders and put Congress on trial. If you guys want to go see, Rand Paul has a really great thing where he calls out Maxine Waters, Cory Booker, and Kamala Harris's bail fund, which we talk about all the time. Hey, she literally said, I will pay you for being a rioter. I'll pay you. I will pay you. I don't want the riots to stop. We're going to get you out of jail.
Right.
Now they want to go after Trump. So Steve Cortez says, if Trump dives headlong into this challenge with courage, imagination, and charisma that only he can command, that he will transcend the absurdity of this tribunal, crystallize his own political viability, and propel the populist nationalist cause forward into 2022 and beyond. Repelling the illogical and unfounded incitement charge, which right now Don Roberts isn't going to even sit on it. They got this guy Leahy, who is the longest sitting senator, who's a Democrat, who's already said I'm already gonna convict, right? And he actually went to the hospital like yesterday after he opened up this little impeachment scam.
That's sound like the wrath of God.
I don't know. I have no idea, but out of abundance of caution. They said he's back today. I don't know. So remember, Trump said, go and peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard before Congress. But Pelosi's snap impeachment also includes scurrilous accusation that President Trump repeatedly issued false statements, asserting that the presidential election results were the product of widespread fraud and should not be accepted by the American people or certified by state and federal officials. Clearly, this allegation by the impeachment resolution opens the trial proceedings to a full adjudication. We love this word now. Let's adjudicate. You know what? Let's adjudicate. Let's adjudicate. Proceedings to a full adjudication of whether Trump's post-election assertions were in fact false statements. In a perverse sense, Pelosi and her minions unwittingly did the country a service. At last, our deeply divided nation is afforded a trial setting to fully weigh the countervailing arguments about the validity of the 2020 presidential vote, and every Trump supporter knows we are not storming the Capitol. It's a bad idea. You should have done it.
We want the evidence to be heard.
We want the evidence to be heard. I'm going on record right now. Do not storm the Capitol. That's a stupid idea.
Okay, but the problem is we can't stop Antifa.
Antifa? Well, we'll know. We'll know it's them, though. Because no Trump supporters are going. No Trump supporters are going.
They make it look like we're Antifa.
No Trump supporters are going. Okay, so after all, recent polling reveals severe skepticism about the official results among tens of millions of votes. The November 23rd CNBC survey found that a scant 3% of Trump voters believe Biden won legitimately. And that must be the people who were like, I hate Trump, but I have to vote Republican, right? Even after the constant efforts of corporate media to affix blame for rioting to Trump, varied polling shows his supporters remain solidly supporting the 45th president, who now has the office of the 45th president. For example, in battleground states, McLaughlin and Associates polling found that fully 76% of Republican voters reported that they are less likely to support any member of Congress who supports this second impeachment. The proper way to bridge this wide chasm regarding November 3rd vote involves a serious presentation of evidence for a massive national broadcast audience.
I'm telling you, what did I say, guys? They have to keep. They keep shooting themselves in the foot.
It ain't over. Fat lady hasn't sung.
I'm here
She
to tell
just been
you, when
getting
does
her
this
soprano
start?
on.
When does it start?
I'm not sure. And soon.
I need to
It's
know.
in February though. It's in February.
Okay, if it's in February.
Like next week,
Okay.
I think.
Do you remember when we covered the stuff that we weren't allowed to cover? They had better let us cover this. They're the ones trying to do the impeachment.
In reality, most of these cited lawsuits were brought by non-campaign plaintiffs and almost all went unheard on procedural grounds. The most serious courtroom deliberations that aired a detailed vetting of official campaign objections unfolded in Wisconsin. This is really important. And I'm glad he's bringing this out because I try to bring it up and I feel like I'm like speaking to crickets, but like this is so important because this was actually heard before the Supreme Court in Wisconsin. Everybody's like, all the courts threw it out. If you're listening to George Papa Snappa Stephanopoulos, okay, Snuffleupagus, yeah, he's lying to you, okay? The state Supreme Court decided in a narrow 4-3 ruling against Trump. That means 3 voted for Trump, but in a blistering dissent. Wisconsin Chief Justice, I love this woman's name, Patience Roggensack, wrote that a significant...
Snack would have been better.
Roggensack, but her name is Patience. I'm going to spit, sorry.
Spit on my mic.
That a significant portion of the public does not believe that the November 3rd, 2020 presidential election was fairly conducted. 4 justices on this court cannot be bothered with addressing what the state statutes require. As such, this open wound on our democracy festers. Our country's best hope to form some consensus lies in a vigorous presentation of arguments to the nation. For Trump and his defense team, this exposition should center on three main things of the election irregularities. First, convey the stunning confluence of statistical anomalies in the swing states that make the likelihood of a Biden win so improbable as to be impossible. Second, provide the immense evidence of demonstrable frauds perpetuated across the 6 most controversial states. Finally, explain the grave constitutional violations that invalidate the election procedures in these states, which use the cover of the COVID virus to subvert constitutional protections of the process. In particular, the defense team must fully elucidate the swing states' evisceration of the 14th Amendment guarantees, creating de facto different classes of voters. As Donald Trump methodically lays out this case before the American voter, he can essentially turn legal guns around and effectively put the Congress itself on trial. Such a tactic would illuminate the true battle lines of this political struggle, and I want to see the Democrats squirm in their seats as they hear this stuff. Okay?
I don't think the Democrats have heard one shred of evidence. They don't even know.
You want to talk about a Capitol riot? I believe the Democrats might not be able to hold it in. I think that they will get...
I think it's going to start looking like Parliament.
We already heard it in the only 5 minutes that they were able to give some evidence.
Yeah.
It was yelling and screaming, and Nancy Pelosi had to take a break. You remember that? I think that break was just we're the Capitol rioters. We're the Capitol rioters. Aren't we done yet? We can't handle this, right? They knew Antifa and BLM were going to be there. Trump should resist the temptation to pursue a narrow, technical, not guilty verdict and instead charge toward a broader exoneration. Such a triumph would prove his own indispensability to the America First cause and catalyze the movement's momentum toward retaking congressional majorities in 2022. In addition, once Trump educates the public on the myriad abuses present in the 2020 vote, the task of election reforms among state legislators clarifies. This impeachment represents a farce, an unprecedented and vindictive witch hunt, but it also presents irreplaceable opportunity with just the kind of stage on which Donald J. Trump can shine.
So my question is, will they take advantage of it? Will he send in Rudy? Will they do it?
Well, Rudy actually kind of wanted them not to focus on that. He wanted to focus on like the BLM people who were there and the John Sullivans that were there.
Right. So
I hope they come up with a really good, I think that honestly, this is something for me to look forward to. I had on the back of my brain, I was like, this would be awesome. This could be God's way of redeeming the situation.
On the 6th.
So that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm believing for. Last little story here. I'm not going to play this, but John Kerry is asked what his message would be to the oil and gas workers who see an end to their livelihoods. What Biden wants to do is make sure that those folks have better choices, that they can be the people to go to work to make solar panels. And I was talking about this with Kansas in the car, and the only way that works is if you have, like, in the hills of West Virginia, big, giant, fancy solar panel manufacturing facilities. And then you're like, okay, coal miners, now we're going to pay you more. You're not going to he even said, people don't want black lung anymore. You think really that coal miners want to be underground? It's a good paying job. That's why they do it. It's a good paying job, and it's where they're at in West Virginia. They like West Virginia. They don't want to leave, right? I love West Virginia. I wouldn't want to leave. Not a lot of jobs there, okay? But they literally are saying...
in the hills of West Virginia doesn't exactly seem like the most ideal place for manufacturing solar panels. Just me.
But they're literally saying, don't worry, all the people, not just in West Virginia, but all the oil gas people will have solar panel jobs for them.
Right.
But
so
first of all, they don't exist.
You're never going to lose your job. You won't lose your pension. You won't lose any of that you've had this whole time. It's just going to transfer right over
to a better, safer solar
panel job. They're not saying that.
That's
not happening.
Nope.
Wow. Nope. All right. So you've gotten 2 shows tonight. Did I do a show today? No, I did not. Okay. And Patriot Gallery's Who's Yo Daddy?
That's what I wanted to end with. Okay, so Patriot Gallery has a blog, Who's Your Daddy? Maybe I don't know if you can put the link in here. And when it comes to the guy who got arrested, the meme guy,
Ricky Vaughn,
that's kind of scary. But we have to recognize, I want you to listen to my mom's.
It was really, really good.
My mom comes across with authority because she's a mom. And comes across with the power of God. Okay?
That's it.
And you'll leave there saying to yourself, I am not subject to tyrants. Their father is the devil. He's a liar. I'm subject to my Father who speaks the truth.
That's it.
And I overcome evil with good.
I actually shared this link on our Telegram account, so if you follow us on Telegram, you can get it there too.
Overcome evil with good, which is why we come to you with the Revelation Red Pill. Yeah. Because God is good. His Holy Spirit is good. Let His Holy Spirit flow through you with the fruits of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control to bring healing to yourself, healing to your nation, healing to our nation. They are evil. How do we overcome them? With goodness, okay? With being good, having God as your Father. Don't listen to the tyrants.
No.
Don't listen to their lies. They cannot arrest you for making a meme. Okay? They cannot just take people's jobs away. They have to be able to be led by the power of God and the power of the Holy Spirit. And the only way they could take a person's job is say, you know what? We're going to help you live off the land and be a good farmer in West Virginia. Okay, but they're not doing that either.
Yeah.
Not doing anything. If you want a green job, how about we just make it real easy to be farmers? I could sit down with you. You want green? I could be green. I could help you be green. They don't want to be green. They just want a different fourth industrial revolution. They're liars. And their pants are on fire. Liar, liar, pants on fire. All you want is a fourth industrial revolution. You do not want anything green. You're sending little African kids to mine your cobalt with bare feet.
That's awful. It's true.
You crazy people. You're lying, and I will call you out on it every single second of every single day. You don't want to be green. You want to be green? There's no big fourth industrial revolution to be green. We have to regress. Pass back before the second industrial revolution. We have to small farm. Maybe we don't need all our fruit coming up from South America or from, on trucks from California.
Yeah.
Buy local, can, preserve, things like that. All
Nick
right.
says, you can't overcome with fear or despair. Be of good courage. You said it. You said it. He says they abandon the solar fields and the landowners have to figure out what to do with the panels. So they just bury it in a landfill. It's a major issue for landowners. You're right. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. Lizette says Carrie still has an airplane. All right, you guys. We go live every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be here in 2 days for sure for that. if they are going to do the impeachment stuff, we'll be here, even if Rudy goes the wrong way. Whatever.
I don't know. They'll be on the same page, I'm sure.
And every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our European and UK news. All right, you guys, we love you. God loves you. God bless. Remember, it's not just a conspiracy theory.
If it's truth.
And we win.
Or we win.
And we win if we don't give up. Right?
It's like when the Middle East wanted to kill the cartoonist.
That's right. That's so true. Patriot Gallery says, call a liar, call a lie a lie. No one is subject to people who lie. People must be honest, men and women.
You liar.
Good night, guys. God bless.
I was cold all alone. No place for